So much was made of the rough schedule of non-conference opponents that you had, Connecticut, UCLA, Duke, and Coach McClemens said that those were scheduled specifically to prepare your team and make your team tougher for this time of the year. What have you seen down the stretch of the season that leads you to believe that that strategy worked?
I think the team's been a bit more tested than the team last year. I think they've gone through a little bit more. The ups and downs of the season have prepared them better for the playoffs. I think they are, they're a tested group, and I think they're well prepared right now, and they're feeling good about themselves. So I think it's the strategy's worked. We've played some of the best teams in the country, and I think if you want to, the ultimate goal is not to just to play the season. It's to win things, and I think that the team is prepared and they are. And they're set for the playoffs.
I think it's made a big difference. Our coach spotted on it today. We're more prepared. We've played top-seeded teams, played UCLA, we played Duke. We're just ready to play teams like that. Last year, we kind of rolled through all of our games, and we got to the hard games at the end of the year, and I feel like we're ready to play the hard games now.
I think we're better prepared because, playing the better teams, UCLA, Duke, all those good teams like that we know how to overcome circumstances, especially playing them at home, know how to overcome circumstances like going down a goal, giving up a goal, just to come back from those kind of situations, help us keep pushing forward and try to win this game.
The tougher games have prepared us for like a longer, more strenuous journey, which I think we had to go through with playing 3 games, versus playing South Carolina, who's playing their first game, UAB, who's playing their second. We had a little more lactic acid in our legs, but definitely the competition that we played helped out without a doubt.
I think teams like that kind of motivated us to peak at the time that we peaked. We had a rough conference season, and then we go to the conference tournament and we won that. And I think that playing the UCLAs and the UConns at the beginning just kind of motivated us and prepared us for what we're about to face later on.
A lot of your players picked up awards throughout the season, Conference Player of the Week awards, then into the conference tournament. Who's been underappreciated or underrated but is still one of the key parts of your team going into this NCAA tournament?
Sure. I think the team's finally healthy. So there's some guys that are have struggled with injuries throughout the year that are that are starting to really get going. So I think the underappreciated guys are probably guys like Adam Still, our captain, who's done such a good job all year, and kind of the rock for us in the back. And then you have Aaron, who plays right alongside him, who doesn't get enough recognition for what he's done as a freshman. I think Robbie Dershang, who's finally coming back into his own out wide, hasn't got the accolades he received last year, but I think he's finally finding his form and what he did last year. So I think you look for great things out of those guys come the stretch of the playoffs.
We got a few unsung heroes for sure, but I'd have to say Tyler Engel. He's definitely coming up big. He wasn't really even playing at all at the beginning of the season, and then due to some injuries, as coach says, injuries provide opportunities for other players, and Tyler Engel's definitely stepped up and had some big games for us.
I'd say for the conference tournament, Ben Hill definitely. He played amazing, came up big a lot of times, scored some goals for us, and it was a big tournament for him. And I think going on, I think he's going to be a big part of our team as well.
I would say probably Ben and Tyler. I think that they were probably the 2 biggest difference makers at the conference tournament. Both of them scored a few goals. Ben came in, and really, we didn't have Juan all weekend, but it's not like the level dropped. Ben still maintained the same level. So I think that those 2 kind of were a real big difference maker.
I know they talked a lot about Ben and Tyler, which I think they did really well this tournament, but I also think Max Rockwell did really well. With me and Barnes playing a lot of minutes, getting our legs a little bit worn out, I think Max played an important role coming into midfield, trying to control the game for us and keep the same level that we had throughout the tournament.
You made a nice run in the NCAA tournament last year, getting to the quarterfinals. Then you just won your conference championship this past week up in Tulsa. How is preparation different, either for you as coaches or for the players, between conference tournament versus NCAA tournament?
I don't really think it's any different any time. I think we prepare our team the same way for pretty much every game. Our team believes strongly in the way they go about the game, and I think that we don't really want to make a whole lot of new adjustments or new changes to training or preparation. I think we just continue to go about it the way we've done it all year, and we've done it for the past few years. And I think the system will pay off and pay dividends in the end.
I think we're gonna prepare the same as we have been. The conference tournament, we really didn't have time off, so we just kind of went straight into that. But right now we have a whole week to prepare, so I think that day by day the level's gonna increase a little bit up until Sunday.
I think the preparing for NCAA tournament is a little bit different because you play teams that you're not so familiar with, teams from all over the country. For example, we have Akron or Northwestern, teams I don't think we've ever played. I mean, I think we played Akron a couple years ago, but it's a different environment, especially playing in the NCAA versus the conference tournament. The whole nation's watching instead of just your region of the country.
National tournament's a little more enduring. Conference tournaments a weekend, so you can kind of get ready and get yourself up for the weekend. But NCAA tournament's more of a prolonged kind of week by week thing, so you got to take it a little bit longer, slower.
Last year's run, again, you get to the Elite Eight. What did you, as a team, take from that experience that you can use to prepare yourselves getting ready for this year's NCAA run?
Sure. Last year, I think none of the guys have been there before, so it was new to everyone. The coaching staff had gone through it before, but I think the players, it was all new. So, I think the size of the NCAA tournament and the, just the daunting task of game after game after game, and the teams that are coming on the horizon. I think this year's team is, we'll just look at it and say we're happy to take the winner of either Northwestern or Akron and have a go at it, and then whatever happens after that, we'll adjust and push forward. But I think that they're prepared and they're confident, and they understand what's at stake now, and it's I think that they're not happy with where they're at. Last year's team was very pleased to get in the NCAA tournament and make a strong push, but this year's team, I think, has greater goals. So we're excited to see what comes.
Definitely don't go in nervous or scared. Just go and play in your own game, confident. Our team chemistry is pretty amazing right now, and we're going to be playing at home, so we're going to have our own crowd ahead of us. And playing at North Carolina, they had a big crowd cheering for them, so I think if we can get through that, then we can get through this tournament.
Mostly, I guess, for experience, comfortability for the older guys. The younger guys, I guess, they're going to be a little more nervous, but for the older guys, I think we're ready.
I think we last year, by going so deep, we gained a knowledge of how important every player on the team is, and all the guys that come off the bench, the level can't drop, and I think that's definitely something we gain, especially the experience. Like Adam said earlier, the older guys, we were there, we learned a little bit, but now it's important for us to let the younger guys know what it's all about and how important it is. So that'll be important.
Experience. I mean, I would say a lot of experience was gained from last year, even though we didn't win and we didn't make the Final Four. I think that the loss will benefit us. This year we know what to expect, and we know what will happen. So I mean, I think that we'll make a better run.